Good morning, students. Very glad to meet you all again through Science to Online class. I hope you are all doing good by God's grace. Students, take care of your health, stay safe at home. Let's see a new chapter that is chapter 9 Form and Movement in Animals. Students, we all know what is movement, isn't it? Like human beings, animals also move from one place to another in search of food, shelter, and if they face any danger also. Okay, students. Next, the locomotion in animals in their body structure. The skeletal system in the human body helps in its locomotion. What is locomotion? Movement of animals. Okay, movement of animals. The skeletal system is help in the skeletal system. Different types of bones and muscles take part in the locomotory action. In the case of birds and animals, their body structure is different from that of humans. The mode of locomotion varies from one animals to another. Hence, each organism has its own structure makeup which support their daily activities. Our backbone helps us stand upright and enables us to move. Based on this, the presence and absence of backbone, the animals are divided into two groups. Okay, then first, what are the vertebrates and invertebrates? Already you have learned in the lower classes. What are the vertebrates and invertebrates? Vertebrates means animals that have a backbone are called vertebrates. Vertebrates is the animals that have a backbone are called vertebrates. For example, fish, frog, lizard, horse and birds. Understood? Then invertebrates. Invertebrates, animals that do not have a backbone. Animals that do not have a backbone are called invertebrates. For example, earthworm, snail and cockroach. Understood, students? The movement of vertebrates is different from that of invertebrates. Now, let us about the movement of some animals to understand various kinds of locomotion. Here, locomotion in animals. Locomotion is an important process for animals. Locomotion is an important process for animals. Animals have to move from one place to another for many reasons. Animals have moved from one place to another for many reasons. They can't stay in one place. They can't stay in one place in order to support their living. In order to support their living. Certain body movements are observed in every organisms, but the means vary according to their body structure. The gait of a few animals are the follows. We have to study the few animals, how the animals are moved one place to another place. How do earthworms move without a single bone in their body? Let's see gaits of animals like birds, earthworm, snails, cockroach, etc. etc. Then earthworm. Locomotion of earthworm. Locomotion of earthworm is the outcome of muscular actions in them. Muscular action. The earthworm, locomotion of earthworm means the muscular action. Continuous expansion and contraction of muscles. It continues expansion and contraction of muscles help them to move. Earthworms make small moves using the muscles alone. Only muscles, the earthworm is moving one place to another place. An earthworm is an invertebrate. Earthworm is an invertebrate. It has a long tube-like body. It is a long tube-like body. Do you see that? It has no bones. Earthworm has no bones. Its body space maintain the fluid present inside the body. A fluid present inside the body. The earthworm made up of several parts. It's called segments. Several parts. It's called segments. It moves by lengthening and shortening. Lengthening and shortening these segments. The earthworm extends the front part of the body. Keep the rear, the end fixed to the ground. First, the end is fixed to the ground. Then it fixes the front part and pulls the rear end. And next pulls the rear end. Its movement can be compared that the spring-like structure. Its body secretes a slimy substance to help in the movement. Understood? Next, the segments also have tiny hair-like bristles. How tiny hair-like bristles that help the earthworm to grip the surface and pull in its body forward. Have you understood, students? Moving on to movement in snail. Let's see how snail make it move. Snail have a characteristic shell on their back. The hard external shell is a non-bony structure called exoskeleton. Exoskeleton means outside the body the skeleton is there. Outside. Exo means outside. Endo means inside. The body structure is external shell. Hard shell is present on the back of the snail. It does not help in movement. Does not help in movement, but is a shield from predators and damages. Predators and damages. The shell protects the snail from heat and enemies. Heat and enemies. They have tentacles. Tentacles have eyes on their tips. Tentacles, the end of the tentacles, eyes on the tips. Then foot is a muscular organ coated with a layer of mucus. Layer of mucus. Then the snail is a very slow moving animal. Snail is a very slow moving animal like an earthworm. Like a earthworm. A snail has a liquid skeleton. Liquid skeleton. Snails have a shell. Inside they can hide to protect themselves from the heat of the sun and the enemies. Shell is the outer skeleton. Shell is the outer. Outer means exoskeleton. Inner means endoskeleton. But it is not made of bones. It is not made up of bones. They have also a pair of tentacles. They have pair of tentacles present in the animal. The bear eyes at the tips. They have eyes. The tentacles, the tip of the tentacles, eyes are present. Snails move by using a muscular organ called a foot. Snails move by muscular organ is called a foot. Foot produces the slimy substance called mucus. This foot only produces some substances is called mucus. Okay, then the snail actually crawls. Do you know the crawling on the layer of mucus? The sticky mucus reduces the friction between the foot and the ground. The sticky mucus reduces the friction between the foot and the ground. Next, the surface to crawl on that enable to snail the move on the variety of surfaces. The muscular foot produce wave-like movements that push the snail's body forward. The muscular foot produce wave-like movements that push the snails forward. A trail mucus is left behind when the snail crawls. Next, the mucus is left behind when the snail is crawls. Have you understood, students? Let's see the movement in cockroach. Cockroaches have a body structure that facilitates walking, climbing, and flying. Cockroaches have a body structure that facilitates walking, climbing, and flying. The body is covered by a hard outer skeleton. The body is covered long, hard outer skeleton. Okay, now the cockroach body is covered with a hard outer skeleton. Outer means exoskeleton. They have a two pair of antennae. They have a pair of two antennae. These antennae is help them smell things. The antennae help them smell things. Next, they have a pair of cerci, and they detect the slightest movements and warn them the danger from behind. The cerci is used to help them to detect the slightest movement and of any dangers from behind. Here, the cockroaches have two pairs of wings. Two pairs of wings. They have only fly short distances. The cockroach is flying only short distances. They are able to run and climb very fast. They are able to run and climb very fast. Like all insects, cockroaches have three pairs of legs, three pairs of legs, two pairs of wings, two antennae, and three pairs of legs. They walk in a very interesting manner, moving their legs at the time. Moving their legs at a time. Here, step 1 it is given. See, legs 2, 4 and 6. Move forward. First, the legs 2, 4 and 6. These three type of legs move forward, and legs 1, 3 and 5 remain on the ground. It is remain on the ground. Then step 2, the legs 1, 3 and 5 move forward. Okay, first 2, 4 and 6 move forward. The 1, 3, 5 remain on the ground. Here next step, the legs 1, 3, 5 forward and legs. The 2, 4, 6 remain on the ground. This is repeatedly this movement. The movement is repeated. Here once again the cockroach body is covered with the outer skeleton, exoskeleton. The cockroaches have a pair of antennae and help them to smell. They also have a pair of cerci. Cerci means in the last part. Did you see that picture? In the last part, two small leg-like structure is there. That is cerci. This help to detect the slightest movement. It is help to detect the slightest movements and warn them of any danger and behind. Then the step once again, how the cockroaches are moving. Legs 2 and 4 and 6 move forward, and legs 1, 3 and 5 remain on the ground. Then the legs 1, 3 and 5 move forward, and legs 2, 4 and 6 are remain on the ground. How this way only the cockroach's movement is repeated. Okay students, have you all understood? Yeah. Okay students, that's all today's topic. I hope you are all have understood. Make a glance on today's topic. Go through the book. If you have any doubt, contact me. Let's see the remaining topics in the upcoming classes. Okay, students, thank you all.